Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle or eating just one meal a day. Today I want to talk about body image issues and why I choose to not run with the younger crowds. I think addressing body image issues is a pretty important topic because, to a certain degree, it's probably one of the reasons why some of you have come to this channel and channels like it, and even people who have been doing OMAD for a length of time, based on some of the interactions that I have with you through emails. It seems like there are still a good number of you that are having some body image issues. So I wanted to bring up some points today on my thoughts about them, and so I'm going to get right into it. First thing you have to remember is that everybody has them. Everybody has, to some degree, body image issues, and it's a byproduct of our society. We're always, if you look at our lives objectively, like we're always taught that we're incomplete. There's something wrong with us. We're not quite perfect, and we should be pursuing perfection in everything. Understand that you're not alone. If you have body image issues, you're not alone. Everybody out there has them, male, female, doesn't matter. Number two, magazines and media are guilty of portraying these images of ultra-thin people as normal, sexy, and otherwise desirable. This is what fuels this fire, in my opinion, with a lot of people's body image issues. You see magazines, you see movies, you see shows, you see YouTube videos. It doesn't matter what outlet it is. You see you see these ultra thin, airbrushed people, and there's this image that's portrayed of that. This is what perfection is. This is how the standard is for how people should look, and so you, the layperson, are going to go out and just become miserable trying to achieve this level of perfection, which, number one, could end up being photoshopped for most of it. But two, you don't know the backstory behind these models and these actors and what they have to go through. You don't know that in order for them to get that perfect shot where you see those abs, that they may have had to starve themselves. They may have had to have been miserable. They may have been in the gym 4 or 5 hours a day and doing things that were damn near impossible in order to achieve this. Another thing that they don't tell you about is a lot of things are airbrushed and touched up, especially in magazines, by using Photoshop. So it's like whatever plastic surgery and starvation and crazy dieting couldn't handle, a little bit of Photoshop just does the trick, and the media and these outlets, they make it seem like this is where you should be, and if you're not, then there's something wrong with you. My third point is that these companies exploit these issues in order to sell you more products and services that you don't really need. I mean, think of all of the, these nutrition companies out there. Think of all of the disgusting and chalky and horrible tasting protein shakes and protein bars, and some of them aren't too bad, I guess, but for the most part, especially protein shakes. Oh man, I remember way back in the day, when I was in my early 20s, how I got into the whole protein shake thing because that's what you had to do if you were exercising, and they were just disgusting, and I was trying to chug them down, and it did absolutely nothing for me. They're processed, they're made in a laboratory somewhere, loaded with chemicals. You don't know what quality you're getting, but think of how popular all of that junk still is today. Look at how many health clubs and gymnasiums and different yoga classes and all of this, which aren't intrinsically bad, but it's this huge industry of trying to respond to people that are having body image issues, who have been made to feel like crap about themselves. And you would think with all of that stuff that there wouldn't be these problems in America. You would think that obesity by now, with all of the exercise culture alone, would be eradicated, but it's not. In fact, in some cases, it's actually gotten worse. But a lot of this is crap that you just don't need. I mean, my fourth point is your overall health is always going to be way more important. That's the thing you have to understand is, instead of saying, well, I have to look like actor X or model Y, whoever it happens to be, you really, your main focus should be on making sure you have great health numbers, making sure you're healthy. If you're in a great weight range and all of your markers are fine, you're in a good place. And that's why I don't run with the younger crowds anymore. I don't try to keep up with everybody, because if I were, then I'd probably be doing some kind of CrossFit and hurting myself. That's the other thing with gymnasium, these gyms and health clubs too, is you see so many people come January. January's coming up, and you're going to have all those New Year's resolutions where everybody's going to have to sweat out the fat, and they're going to go into the gym and they're going to be doing these crazy moves that they don't know how to do, and they're going to end up injuring themselves, and then they fall off the plan, and then they realize, like, oh well, I guess I'm just going to have to be fat for the rest of my life. And it's really sad. And when really the main thing you should be after is making sure that your overall health, all of your health numbers, all of your markers are right where they need to be. And so this may mean, another point I want to bring up is that this may mean that you have to embrace the person that you can be versus the person that you think you have to be. I don't care if I have six-pack abs. You're never going to see a video of me with my shirt off in workout mode like you see on YouTube here so often, and on a lot of these health and fitness channels or weight loss channels. As soon as I see something like that, it immediately just turns me right off, and I immediately stop watching and I unsubscribe from the channel. Just because Becky has six-pack abs or buns of steel, or Joe has the big ripped muscles, means absolutely nothing about the state of their health. That's what's most important. Crazy restrictive diets, all of these shirtless workout videos where, and a lot of these channels on YouTube is famous for, where one week they're doing this type of workout, the next week it's something else, and then the week after that it's this diet, and the week after that, well, no, I'm going to try this diet now, and then, oh, now I'm going to do a 10,000 calorie challenge. It's all of these people who have no direction at all, who are just trying to get more people to subscribe to them and watch their stuff so that they can sell you things. But getting back to my other point, though, is, maybe you have, when I say embracing the person that you can be, I get messages from people who are saying, my goal is X, and I'm really, really close, and no matter what I do, I just can't quite get there. And I'll ask them some more information about themselves and where they are, and I'll say, look at the progress that you've made. You're in your proper weight range. Your health markers are all fine. Why do you have to keep going and taking to the point of where you have to have a six-pack abs or look a certain particular way? And I mean, sometimes they don't like that answer. Sometimes they do understand, but another thing you have to factor into is genetics. Some of these people that you see, you're trying to look a certain way. Some people, genetically speaking, are taller or shorter, have different bone structure. They're always going to look a little bit different. So the whole, trying to look like someone else or trying to be exactly, it's just, to me, and running with a different crowd, running with the younger crowd, excuse me, to me, it's not a valuable pursuit. I think your overall health is what is the most important. I'll give you guys a really great example. Years ago, probably back in 2006, way before I even heard about intermittent fasting or anything like that, I saw, I'm a big James Bond fan, and I saw the newest 007 movie, Casino Royale, at the time with Daniel Craig. And there's that one scene, I'm sure you guys all know about it, where Daniel Craig, this was his first role in the series, he comes out of the ocean, and this guy is just ripped like you wouldn't believe. And I'm sure you guys know what scene I'm talking about. He comes out of the ocean, and this guy is just absolutely ripped. He's got these huge shoulders with the big chest, and I don't recall if you can even quite make out his six-pack, but I mean, you could tell that Daniel Craig did a lot of work for that role. And everybody, all of the Hollywood writers were, commenting on it about at the time. And Daniel Craig, for the most part, was always a pretty thin guy. So for him to get that jacked up, it was kind of shocking to people. So I researched like how to do his workout to get there. I researched, what he ate, and I'm telling you, I tried it, and I got in good shape, and I was getting there, but I just couldn't quite get to where he got, and I had to come to the realization that it just, to me, it wasn't worth continuing this, and so ultimately I gave it up. I said, this is just unsustainable. I can't keep doing this. And then, of course, in the next movie that he was in, which was Quantum of Solace, you see Daniel Craig significantly thinner. And, of course, everybody was commenting about, like, oh, Daniel Craig he's coming back for the role, and he's not as bulky as he was in the first one. Yeah, because it's unsustainable. Like, he went to these crazy workouts with a personal trainer that he hired. He was eating something like 6 times a day, and it was basically the same menu every single day. I think once in a while he allowed himself a cheap drink of alcohol, but it was the same thing every day, and he created this facade that wasn't even really him. And then so other people see that, and then and I was guilty of it at the time. They see that, and they're trying to achieve something, and when you realize is that nobody can look like that all of the time, and if they try to, the amount of work that it takes to get there, even though it doesn't even guarantee that that's healthy. So I hope you see the example of what I'm talking here, but ultimately you have to come to terms with and deal with these body image issues, and really just focus on pursuing good health. What you're going to find is it's actually fairly easy to get into your ideal weight range and stay there, while at the same time managing your blood sugar levels and watching your inflammation. I think OMAD is probably one of the best ways, and for me, one of the easiest ways to do this. It's not the only way, but that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm on this channel. I think it kind of ticks all of the boxes, at least for me, and it helps me stay in my weight range. And you know what? I don't have to worry about doing these intense exercise routines that leave me starving and sore all day, and hire a personal trainer. I don't have to go on these crazy crash diets where I can't enjoy anything and I'm miserable all of the time. I kind of get the best of both worlds. Sure, I'll never be an underwear model, and I'm happy with that. I'll never be the 20-something-year-old me, or the 20-something-year-old weightlifter that you'll see in magazines, or an actor, or whatever it happens to be, and I'm fine with that. What I have is good health, and I have the ability to enjoy my life. So that's where I stand on attacking body image issues. For those of you who have that, you can still reach out to me if you'd like. I'd love to hear from you. But take it easy on yourself is another point that I want to bring up too. Instead of trying to pursue looking like someone else, get yourself in good health. That's my message for today. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a great week. A very happy OMAD, and be well.